you flick it on air. Okay,
It's on
we're
air
going
now.
live, and this is the intro. Hey, everybody. Tyler Allen out in Nebraska doesn't know how to fucking record the podcast that he's been doing for the last 4 months.
Who's the one
So
that got it?
now you guys get to catch this half-ass intro. We're the Anomalies podcast. I'm your host, Tanner, in Wisconsin. Again, for the second time I've said that tonight. And for the second time, Marco's in Iowa. Trashman Ronnie's out in California. Fucking Tyler Allen is out in the cave in Nebraska. And apparently they don't know how to touch the on button out there. And on a more positive note, yeah, on a more positive note, our special guest tonight, Anthony Gordon, out in Colorado, is joining us. And if he was recording it, he would have had the on button on.
Also, wouldn't be going off of food poisoning either. So,
yeah, whatever. Food poisoning doesn't make you forget how to do your damn job. What are we paying you for?
How's it the pothead's the one that noticed the shit wasn't recording?
I haven't vitamined up yet today. That's
no,
wrong.
the other pothead.
All right, well, you two jibber jabber.
Go ahead,
Tony.
Marco, don't die.
I know we asked you just 5 minutes ago all these other questions, but now I'm a little better at this. So you're a Tigers fan. You're a Lions fan. That's the Detroit Baseball Tigers. Michigan State Sparty fan. Yes, you live out in Colorado because you've traveled around. Your father's in the military, so you got to see some of the country and some of the world, actually, right?
Yep.
At Patch of Black DFS on Twitter. I'm going to ask you why about that in just a few seconds. Awesome. This man, for everyone that can't see him, has a very handsome beard, got a maroon hat on backwards, so he's looking fresh. Way less ugly than Trashman Ronnie and his Billy Goat goatee that he's wearing right now. But yeah, so thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to do the podcast now that it's online,
Yeah.
Oh, you mean now that we're actually recording this shit?
Everybody loves recording it twice. That's okay. At least we caught it only 5 minutes in, not like 2 hours
Not
in.
like 2.5 hours in, like sometimes.
We have done that before.
But I think everybody who's ever done a podcast has done that before. I'm myself included. So
yeah,
we missed the whole thing about Flex Seal. God damn it!
Fucking love Flex Seal though.
Do we actually think that boat thing works? There's not a chance, right?
There's not a chance in hell.
I don't know, man.
There's no way.
Not a chance. Actual just Flex Seal.
I just want to know who put a goddamn screen door on the floor of a boat.
That's some engineering.
Somebody from the marketing department was all like, yes, that is the greatest marketing ploy ever.
But you know what that marketing room looked like, right? It sounded a lot like... guys, hear me out.
We're doing whippets.
What if we cut the fucking floor out of the boat and put the screen door from the office on there and sprayed that sticky shit all over it? We'll sell all the units.
God.
After doing 18 pounds of whippet right there.
I was gonna say props to them though. I mean, they're obviously selling a ton of it because they're still around. So
oh yeah, they're everywhere.
I mean, I have some in my house.
Yeah, I do too. Admittedly, I do.
Hold on, have you guys actually used it before?
Yeah, it works. Decent.
I went down a YouTube rabbit hole the other day and watched the dude.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
Bat with it. He corked a bat with some Flex Seal and was trying to hit home runs. So
that's awesome. That's a good idea.
I've used it on storm gutters and stuff.
Can we not skip over how a typical Raiders fan was like, yeah, corking a bat, not a bad idea. Fucking cheating ass, shitty ass team.
Hey, if it's just beer league, who cares? Right?
I mean, guys are probably doing worse. I mean, rolling them, whatever the hell they're doing to them.
I mean, you're not taking anabolic steroids for this thing, are you?
No, I have a buddy who does, though. That's the thing.
for beer league?
Yeah.
I was going to say in college, one of my teammates took me to the post office to pick some up from the mail. Didn't realize that's what he was doing, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think
there's
that might have
Hold
been
on.
a crime.
Do you mean post office?
No, it was actually the post office. I was like, I don't know. The funny thing was he was an EMT, but he played baseball and he definitely injected himself. And the kind he got was like a cat steroid, so it was almost undetectable. I don't know. He was a weird dude.
Wait, a cat.
Yeah, you're
Cats
taking cat
need
steroids.
steroids?
You're gonna be a fucked up dude.
Well, I mean, I think he was like a 5th-year senior, so like, and I mean, he was in his 5th senior year. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you mean Burt Kreischer?
It might have been. The machine might have been there.
Oh shit!
That's awesome.
Fucking cat
All right.
steroids.
Tony, so moving on from the cat steroids,
Come here right
let the people at home know a little bit more about you. I guess the first thing I have to ask is, what is the Patch of Black DFS Twitter handle? What is that significant for? What does that mean?
So my original Twitter is just regular Patch of Black. I toured a little bit as a musician. I song wrote. That was one of the professions I went after. So the name of the band was Patch of Black. Is kind of the big craze when it was, even if you were just one person in a band, you named the band. So
Sure.
had a bunch of bands that I was in. None of them really wanted to work too hard, so I just kind of named a band and then went out and toured as a solo artist, thinking maybe eventually I would put together a band. And so that's where that comes from, and it's just kind of stuck along the way. And then DFS is actually just stands for Daily Fantasy Sports.
Oh, okay.
So I
what genre of music?
what genre?
Polka.
I was gonna say probably down standard singer songwriter stuff. I guess. I mean, I guess it would probably have fallen in the indie like category technically, but I guess somewhere in there. It was all over.
I think they prefer crisscross applesauce, but yeah, we get
it. Yeah, it's So yeah, I did a little bit of touring with a couple different artists, and then then just kind of gave it up. I lived in a beach town at the time, so I played a lot of bar shows every week. Are
you like an acoustic guitar and a mic kind of guy?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, Tanner
easy
here is a huge karaoke guy. So what are your top 3 karaoke songs?
Very big karaoke guy.
I absolutely am terrible at karaoke because I have to be hammered drunk to do it.
Bingo.
Wait, hold on. You can do karaoke sober?
I mean, I've seen people do it. It's not advisable. No, my problem is I've been a frontman of a band, and I literally don't know what to do with my hands. So like, there's that weird thing. You ever see the performer who you just know they shouldn't have their hands free? That's me. So
I can picture is Ricky Bobby through that.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know. If I was gonna do karaoke, it'd probably be some weird, obscure, not obscure. It'd probably be just some stupid pop something.
You'd do some NSYNC, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. Maybe some Bye Bye Bye. We'll just go. Maybe what's that Backstreet Boys one? The one where they're on the plane. Can't think of the name of it right now. It was their big one.
People are screaming right
Whatever.
now.
I know. I'm screaming.
What, you idiot?
Fuck, what is the name of that song?
On the plane.
I want it that way. Yeah. Something like that, probably. Just something stupid.
Am I too young to remember this music video?
Backstreet Boys? Yeah, probably, bro.
It was a big TRL jam.
I know the song.
Yeah, do you know what
I don't remember
TRL
the music.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. I do.
You know what TRL is?
Yeah.
You remember when Carson hosted?
I'm cultured. I've reviewed the tapes.
I remember 1999, the first time when Eminem took over TRL. That was an epic moment.
That was
the what was that lyric show for the karaoke? Fuck.
Lyric show for the karaoke.
A lyric show?
They used to do I think it was called Sold Out Karaoke or something like that.
The fuck are you talking about?
Must have been a Nebraska thing.
No.
Nebraska public programming.
We actually have decent programming.
Coming to you live from Wayne, Nebraska. We got
That's Wayne America to you.
I thought you
Oh.
were. I thought you were talking about pop-up video. That was my jam back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I like pop-up video.
You
Sorry,
guys
I'm
are
talking
saying a
about-
bunch of shit that I just don't know.
Oh, bro, yeah, no.
Well, Ronnie didn't get television until last year, so.
I mean,
Tony,
You know
he's
what?
also seen 1 or 2 Disney movies in his entire life.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was Trash Man then, because I hate Disney movies.
So speaking of Disney, I don't know if you're ready to drop that little conversation in here yet, Tanner, but we got some Disney news today.
Disney news.
Disney owns a certain network.
Comic-Con?
Oh yeah.
Oh, ESPN. You suck at transitions, Marco.
No, I just
You
want.
really
I just
do.
no. I just want to see how Ronnie feels about this since Disney owns since Mickey Mouse owns ESPN. How do you feel about this, Ronnie?
I think Pat signed a deal with the devil. ESPN.
For everyone listening that didn't pick up on those very, very subtle clues,
Very
a hero of ours, Pat McAfee, just announced this morning on, was it July 29th, that he's going to be the Thursday night primetime college football color analyst. And he's
Yeah.
jumping in the booth. Matt Hasselbeck, his former teammate at the Colts. And not everyone loves ESPN. I'm one of those
No.
people. But I
Not at
am
all.
excited for the opportunity. And I won't lie, I watch every single one of those Thursday night games because why the fuck wouldn't I?
It's the big games, man.
Usually it's like Buffalo versus Tulane. But this year's schedule actually looks pretty decent. Like there's probably 4 or 5 Power 5 matchups on there, and I'm pretty excited to watch them. I think Oklahoma's going to be on there, West Virginia. I looked it up. There's actually a decent lineup of games.
I bet
What do you think
bring
about
some
that,
eyes.
Tony?
Honestly, like I don't think you can go wrong by putting Pat in any game. He could probably call like a college softball game, and it'd be like the most electric thing possibly ever. So, college football, it makes sense that they put him on there, and I think it's going to work out really well for everyone involved, including ESPN. I think that ESPN will probably regret not putting him in the Monday night booth.
For sure.
Saw a lot of that on Twitter.
I mean, Booger McFarland is god awful, but the
Yeah.
good thing for all of us, and obviously all of us are huge Pat McAfee fans. I think he'll use it as a stepping stone, like he's kind of done with everything else, to just launch himself into another stratosphere and get there eventually. So I'm glad they're giving him a chance, honestly, like because
I think you're right. I think they're going to regret not having him on Monday Night Football.
yeah. The thing is I think what they did was, and this is part of, I was thinking about this today. I think why they didn't put him in this year is because I think they're going to get rid of that whole staff if it
Start
doesn't
over?
work. And just and I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Hasselbeck and McAfee going.
And AJ Hawk. Ooh.
AJ Hawk would be awesome. I actually thought about that today. I was like, man, they should have put AJ Hawk in with that would have been.
I don't think AJ Hawk will ever join with ESPN though, because he's been treated so well by Fox.
I mean, yeah, I could see.
I know you
that,
can't. You never say never, but
Sure.
But, or Orlovsky would be pretty cool in there too. But that's two
Sure.
quarterbacks. You don't need 2 quarterbacks.
It was pretty
There
cool
you
to
go.
go through and see all the verified people that were chirping at Pat about that. It was pretty cool to see everybody was supporting him. Arlovsky included. I saw his Twitter or his tweet.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like he's done everything that you could possibly do and kind of done it his way the entire time. So it's good to see that they're kind of giving way to like the ability to let people who kind of do it their own way and actually bring some organicness into the booth, because it just seems so stale a lot of the times. And like I watch a lot of football games without the freaking commentary on because it's so terrible.
if Chris Collinsworth is on my television, I will watch that game on mute.
All day.
Easily.
All day.
I cannot stand listening to that fucking guy.
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
much about like WWE or anything or NXT, but I've watched a couple of times when he was on there, and you know, he just knows what he just knows. As soon as that camera's on and he's got a mic, like it just shut up and let him do his thing.
Yeah. I mean, and if they're gonna let him, I guess it'll be interesting to see how they handle him in the booth, since it's not like a one-off, and like to see if they let him kind of run with it. Because if they let him run with it, I mean, I think they're gonna get a lot of like internet buzz off of it. You're gonna get a lot of clips from it, and that's
For
really,
sure.
That's really what ESPN needs, because they're kind of like falling behind. They're almost doing like I hate to say it, like the Blockbuster mentality of like, we're the biggest and we can't fail, and then someone's got to come along like Netflix and knock you off. That's kind of how
That's a
ESPN
great way to put it.
like.
Let McAfee run wild. Shout out Clay Anderson.
Yes, sir.
I think that's a great way to put that, though, Tony. I never liked ESPN's social media presence overall. It's kind of why I became disinterested with them, not to mention their childish programming is kind of how I view it. But they're kind of bringing back some edge, and this is a move that I think will help.
So in other
I'm
words,
excited to watch.
Yeah.
in other words,
They got pretty
Pat,
420 friendly in one morning. I'll tell you that much.
yeah. So Pat's on a mission to save Mickey Mouse.
I mean,
Well, think about it like this. It seems like, from what I understand, the WWE is starting to transition out of the PG era, correct?
yeah.
Correct.
And now Pat's going to move over to ESPN, and we might see the same thing happen. Is that a McAfee bump?
Yeah, I would say so. I'll take it.
Saying.
That's a
Coincidence?
That is a stretch.
Coincidence? I don't know.
I think the bump occurs when Thursday nights outrate Monday nights. I think
Yeah.
that's when we can
Oh,
say
that's
that
gonna be it.
happens.
That's the thing. That could be a thing.
I think it could legit be a thing, especially like the thing is like, so you already have all of us who like already are going to tune in because we enjoy Pat McAfee. It's all the people who don't even realize that he just got hired because they're oblivious to the internet, and they're going to tune in on Thursday to watch a football game, and then they're going to go find out who Pat McAfee is that's what's really going to set it off, I think.
I wrote a blog today about it, and I'll just touch on this briefly because I haven't heard anyone else say it. Pat is the only WWE employee who's also an employee of ESPN currently, because Jonathan Coachman moved on entirely from ESPN. The XFL, coincidentally, launches in 2020. They haven't announced any television rights or anything, but that could be how ESPN could be looking for more edge. That could be a very, very big opportunity for Pat, being an employee of both of those companies, to kind of bridge that and build a relationship there. And that could be really fun to be watching. Maybe he could be the face of the XFL, whatever that looks like. I don't know if that's a good
goddamn idea.
That would be a lot of fun. The XFL might suck, but it could be a lot of fun watching Pat McAfee call those games.
I mean, I think it's a logical step, especially if I could imagine maybe even ESPN doing it in a way where they're loosely affiliated with it, like
sure,
maybe. And I mean, because they essentially, like, with how big of a platform they have, they could almost create another channel specifically for it, or like do like a joint venture, something like that. But I mean, I was trying to think of that as you were talking. I can't remember who had the rights to it the first time.
It was NBC and Turner, so
Yeah.
it was on TBS, TNT, and NBC.
Yeah, it was mainly an NBC property, just purely because of their relationship currently with USA Network.
Oh, that makes
Right.
sense.
Well, if what has happened so far in the 11 hours since Pat released the news, on that video has 1.1 million views already after 11 hours. So if that's a show of who's going to show up on Thursday nights to watch him just because he's on there, that's pretty big numbers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he's got a strong following, and then to lay the ESPN brand over it as well as WWE brand over it. I mean, he's got a multifaceted audience that it will bring in. So I mean, he's basically a huge,
and the fans of him from the Bob and Tom show, or him actually playing football.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, he's what do you have, like, most of the guys on there, they have to come up through the funnel of like ESPN, so they just basically, you're not getting any viewers other than people who are probably going to watch anyway. Whereas like Pat, you bring him up and you have all these different prongs that he's bringing in from different areas. I mean, he's like an octopus basically with his
the fans he picked up at Barstool. There's
Oh yeah.
I wonder how this will impact the podcast, the Heartland Radio, and I know they'll address that probably tomorrow.
I
But
assume so. Yeah.
they're probably
they-
finishing up recording like right now.
right. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock Central Time. That's true. But they, as a group, have been talking about how busy their fall is going to be. As a collective group. So I wonder if they're going to be doing some stuff within the PMI realm to maybe support this college football, the involvement there. I mean, that would be really
A traveling show would be amazing.
I
I
think
wouldn't be
that
surprised.
would be
That
an
could
awesome.
something.
That would be a lot of fun. I'd love that a lot.
If the Heartland crew travels everywhere Pat's gonna be at, that would be fantastic.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, they could legitimately make it into a 3-ring circus of PMI. You go down to wherever the game's at. You could book a show the night before or 2 nights before, do a live show.
Do a stand up and a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's you could
Rogan does that. He does a big UFC event. He'll do after the weigh-ins. He goes and does a show. Next day is the UFC event.
Yeah, and I mean, they have the ability to pretty much podcast from anywhere. I mean, they have the traveling. I mean, it's
As long as they got Ty Schmidt.
yeah.
Shout out Iowa.
I would say between Ty and Evan, I mean, you got the audio and the video right there. So I mean,
Right.
that's all the content you need. Essentially, you clip those things up and let them run.
Full show.
Yeah, so I guess to wrap up, we're very pro Pat McAfee on ESPN College Football Podcast. Our guest Gordo, pretty excited about it too. And I didn't mention it before, but Pat McAfee is kind of the way we all connected with you, Tony.
Yeah, yeah.
And with each other.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have mentioned that before, but and you do some pretty cool things on Twitter, and if you're not following him now, follow him again. At Patrick Black DFS. You do some pretty cool things with different graphics, whether it's video or overlaying music on top of stuff like that, or cool GIFs. You mentioned before when we weren't actually recording, Tyler, you just do a lot of that from your cell phone.
Yeah, a lot of it is from my cell phone. I do some of it on computer. I'm actually I like to figure out how things work. So like I'm actually like learning a new program right now that's like really like in depth. It'll take me probably months to learn to be able to even use.
And it's like an illustration program, or
yeah. So it's actually called what is the name of it? It's called Blender or something like that. But it's you can make like almost like Pixar quality animation on it, and it's like you can do a little bit of everything. You do 2D, 3D. So like I just enjoy learning those kind of things. But like a lot of the things that I do for Twitter specifically
Nice.
come from my phone. Multiple different apps. Use about eight or nine different apps. So I'll paint and like draw faces, and then I'll take those and then I'll pop them on and do like a screen, and then there's multiple screens and you link them together in a movie editor, and so just kind of like work and use a couple different things to lay it out as a process. It's probably not the most efficient way, but it works really well for how my brain works, I guess.
well, if you enjoy it, I mean that
I do, yeah.
what matters. I really get a kick out of them.
Yeah, I honestly like. I have a list. I have a notebook. It's in my book bag that I take to work. But I have like probably a list of like 50 different things that I would, when I get the time, I'll probably just animate whenever I get around to it. Different stories. I mean, honestly, I don't know how you guys listen to the podcast. I typically listen to it. I don't know if you guys watch it or whatnot. But when I'm listening to it, I'll I kind of just like if he tells a story, I kind of think about the story in my head and like kind of just see it as a kind of cartoon or like a live action movie. And so that's where a lot of those thoughts of how to change stuff around comes from.
Sure.
That's just,
Yeah, I just listen to it while I'm driving usually. I know Trash Man's the same way.
yeah, definitely. I listen a lot at work. I mean, that's
where I do it.
lot of time to listen to podcasts.
What is your actual day job?
I can't actually say what it is. I can tell you what I generally do. My company.
How about that?
Oh shit!
I have to sign a contract, so I'm not allowed. I work for a big Fortune 500 company.
You got launch codes? Is that how top secret this is?
No, it's not like that. But it's just one of those. We're not allowed to represent ourselves on the internet.
Oh.
Fucking stupid.
Hey, you don't got. It's just us here, man.
So I will say I basically I'm a vendor. I deliver product. I
Sure.
write orders. So I basically write orders in convenience stores, in large format type stores like grocery stores. Go to pick up the product, load my truck, go deliver it, work the product.
Oh, so you're like Brian Champagne, the UPS driver, but you're
Sorta.
just moving around stuff for convenience stores and grocery stores.
Yeah, I work for like a specific company that does a specific product that
Sure.
is a big product that everyone probably has devoured.
Oh, dildos. Got it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adam and
I
Eve.
get it.
Oh shit! Shouldn't have said
Ah,
that.
shit. It's all right. Hey, edit point. Edit point.
Yep, 909 up there.
No, yeah. So they're just fucking stupid. But as a company, for the not being able to represent yourself, but you would think you'd want your employees to be able to say that they enjoy their job at some point. But
Whatever that may be.
so yeah.
Hey, Anthony.
But one of the best part of my job is getting to listen to podcasts. So I mean, multitask.
For sure.
Hey, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever watched Pat's stand-up? Because there's one story in Pat's stand-up that's on YouTube that I think on Uncaged, that I think would be a funny thing to animate. Have you ever heard of the Tiger story?
I watched Uncaged a while ago. I can't think of the exact one you're talking
That
about. But
would be hilarious.
I have to go back and check it out for sure. Yeah.
Because where he's talking about where he's like on a moped and he's looking up like
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
speed of an African lion.
Oh,
He's
the
like-
African lion when he's at the campus.
Caucasian.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
That would be.
Because that's one of my top 5 favorite ones. And he's never really delved into it in the podcast, really. Like, he's brought it up maybe once,
Yeah.
like, just in passing. And I'm like, man, when is he ever going to tell that? Because there's a lot of people who have never heard that story.
Yeah, definitely.
Which
I'll
find
I'll have
funny.
to see if I can get some clean audio of it, and then I can see what I could do with it for sure.
That'd be hilarious.
For sure.
Hilarious.
Whoever does those Theo Von ones, those are good. If you've ever seen those
Yeah,
animated, yeah,
His name's like Pat Papio Tunes or Papio Tunes.
yeah.
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 He's
really
talented.
good. Yeah, I wish I knew what type of program he used, because he's like, it's whatever it is, he pumps them out fast. So he's either been doing it for like years and years and years, or like he's got a solid program. that
It's
helps.
crazy how talented some people are, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah, my brother's an artist for a living, so he's done he does a lot of portraits, like photorealistic, like painting, artwork. So one of my first jobs was actually, we started essentially when eBay was like first big, and like LeBron was still like a senior in high school. Like, we would sell like thousands of dollars of cards a night. They would basically be baseball card size, and he would just do original arts, and we'd throw them up, and they would sell for thousands. And that's how he started his entire studio. And he went on to freelance for like Lucasfilms and stuff like that, and do some pretty cool stuff, and work on Spider-Man stuff. And so,
Dang.
so I have some
Badass.
artistic stuff in the family. My grandfather was like an all-around artist. Like, he he made like hunting knives out of like deer antlers, and like woodworkings and like wood burnings, and that's kind of how he supported the 9 kids that he had. So yeah, so I kind of come from that. And then my dad is a super business mind, and when he got out of the military, he went into like corporate stuff with some government contracting stuff. So I just kind of have a little bit of both. So a business mind plus the artistic side, that's kind of where I fall. So
Man,
Very cool.
I wonder what
So
would
it
have
seems
happened
like
if
you
my
have
family didn't do trash.
Artsy.
Do you come from a long line of trash man?
Yes, very long line. 5th generation.
It's
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, my family
Damn.
runs and operates a garbage company, and we've been
that's
doing
awesome.
it
Well, I mean, at least
over 100
business,
years.
though.
Yeah, it's a good business.
shit.
As long as
Yeah.
humans have been making trash, Ronnie's family's been picking it up.
Damn.
Yeah.
George Washington, like the original client.
No, that'd be pretty good though. I should steal that.
Like the founding fathers of trash over there.
He cut down the cherry tree.
The
We picked it up.
That's actually like super cool though, because like I've always that's the one thing I have regretted in my life. It was like I wish that like we had a family business, like because like well, my grandfather worked at Michigan State for 40 years. My grandma worked there for like 40 years. Like I kind of always expected I would do one job for like 40 years and just retire and get a gold watch and shit like that. But that didn't work out for me. But I've done sales for most of my life, and I was a little bit of everything in between. I've always done like 15 different jobs at every job I've done. So like, if I enjoy it, I'll just try to learn as much as possible about it. It's kind of like how I do everything in life, including like art and graphics and all that kind of stuff. So,
Did you go to college at all then?
I did go to college. I didn't finish. So I went and played. Essentially, I was there to play baseball. I threw 91, left-handed pitcher, blew my arm out.
Humble brag.
Tore like 3 tendons in my arm twice, and that was kind of the end of the end of the road for me there. And as a 19, almost 20-year-old, I was not sure what I didn't want to be a gym teacher, which is what I was going to school to be. I was like, I don't know what I want to do, so just got out and started working.
Very nice.
I wish I would have finished college though. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Like it'd be nice, but at the same time, I don't know.
No, the guy we just got done talking about for half an hour didn't finish college. He did all right.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, fair enough.
Well,
Yeah.
Tony, we do a thing every week, I guess until the season's over, but our season's here. We're breaking down division by division in the NFL.
All right.
If you want to join us, we'd love to have your take on it. But this week we're going to talk about the AFC West.
Yeah.
And
I'm down.
So you're in Colorado.
Yes.
And before I let you keep going, we like to play a game and see how many teams Marco,
The new
lifelong football fan, can name in these divisions.
I think Marco has all these because he's been talking shit to me for a while now.
Hold on. I think I do. I think I have 3 of them. Okay. So I know, and Tyler fucked this one up. So one of them is the Broncos.
And
One of
where are
them
they from?
Denver.
Okay.
Elway still owns them, correct? Am I right?
You're a goddamn idiot. No, he doesn't own them.
Manager. He's the manager, right?
GM.
What? That's what I said. The fucking trash Raiders.
Hey, Marco, go fuck yourself, bud.
I want to hear all the excuses about this shit later. The Chiefs and the Chargers.
Yep.
Oh
Did I get
my
him?
god.
Did I get them?
Yeah.
Yep. And where are the
sweet.
Chargers at?
L.A.
Yeah. Wow. Figured
I
I'd
know.
catch
Hold
you.
on. Desmond King. Shout out Iowa. Desmond King's a fucking monster for them. He's got like 6 interceptions last year. I'll take it. He ran one back.
Background on this: Marco literally just talks shit about my team all the time, so I'm sure he just knew that from talking shit all the time.
Well, we're gonna save the trash Raiders, as Marco calls them, for last because I think you deserve that, Ronnie. Let's start with your Los Angeles Superchargers, RTA.
but San Diego in my heart.
Yeah, same here.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
They should have stayed in
they're
San
always-
Diego.
I'm not doubting you there, trash man. I agree with you.
Their quarterback is got the pullout game of probably Antonio Cromartie. He's approaching that level.
How many
Their
kids
star
does
running backs
Cromartie have?
holding out. What?
How many kids does Cromartie have?
I think
19. No, I don't know. Just kidding.
I think 12. 11 baby
11.
mamas.
I heard he was
think
fucking
11.
around with the Octomom.
Okay.
Dude, but I think the most impressive part of the Cromartie one is that he got a vasectomy and still had another kid.
Right?
That's some resilient ass sperm. That shit ran through a wall like Marshawn Lynch and was like, I am not going down. God.
See, I think he just wants a full team of 11 so he can start running offenses with his woman or with his
Between-
girls.
Between Cromartie and fucking Philip Rivers, you can field an all 22.
Easily.
Fair enough. Add Sean Kemp in there, and you got probably about a solid 40-man roster.
God. God damn.
All right, Tyler. So what are your Superchargers going to look like this year?
Gonna be 11-5. We're gonna win the division from the Chiefs.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, boy.
You going to sign Melvin Gordon, or are you going to fucking let him
He'll
sit
get
out
paid. He'll get paid.
before the season?
Yeah,
No.
he'll get paid.
I hope he does. Take care of my boy.
He'll get
They
paid.
need
He will
to
get
sign him. Phillips only got a little bit left on that. I mean,
I would
Rivers
back
on-
up the Brinks truck for that guy.
Yeah.
But every intention, what I've read from the Chargers organization is they intend to pay him.
Not what he
Even-
wants,
But he'll get some money out of this holding out deal.
He's still on rookie contract though, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's set to make like $3 million this season or something stupid like that.
And he's like the fourth best running back in the NFL.
I literally, I know it'd probably be terrible for my Detroit Lions, but like I just wish they'd go to like the premier soccer like style pay and just let people pay whatever the fuck they want for players.
I wish they would go like that. Stupid fucking franchise tag.
The only thing is, and you run into the super team aspect, like that
Yeah.
could come out of it.
You don't really get that in the NFL. It's so tough. It's easier in the NBA with the 5-man roster. You don't. I mean, you have to be able to put together 22 minimum studs
Yeah.
if you want to do a super team.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's way more injuries. I don't think that'd be a big deal. I'm with you, Tony. I think the Premier League style would be pretty cool, or a hybrid of.
Yeah.
Pay these players. They have a much shorter opportunity, much more physical. I don't know. I'd like to see them get paid.
I saw
just think-
an interesting concept. It was like a mixture between the two. It was the NFL's normal salary cap, but you had 3 players that were excluded from that salary cap. So
I can
you
see
could
that.
so you could put your quarterback on one, and you could sign 2 big time players outside of that. Because with
Oh.
the NFL, quarterback is just eating up all of the cap space. If you
It's
did
like
that,
something like what 20 to 35% of the cap for like any
Go-
team is like.
yeah,
I know that's the case in Green Bay.
Yep.
Well, I
And
know
in
like
Oakland.
Stafford I think is like 32% of the cap for the Lions. Like it's like something
And
astronomical.
look what they're getting on as a return for that shit show.
Hey, I mean Stafford's better than Rodgers, so I mean that's all.
Oh my god. Anyways, with the Chargers, Tony, what do you-
Had to go with the callback. Had to go with the callback.
yeah, we had a little Twitter beef. Ended very amicably, but
It did. It did.
what do you think of the Chargers, Tony? Give us a record prediction, and what do you think is going to happen? Predict the future.
So for as far as like it always seems the Chargers are constantly either 8-8 it seems like or 12-4. So
Yep.
there's no like in between it seems.
That's
like.
why I went 11-5 because you don't ever see that.
So now that Tyreek Hill's not taking a suspension, ooh, that's tough. The Broncos I still don't think are really that great. I would probably say they're probably 11-5 is actually not that far off, but I'll say 10-6. I'll split the middle there. 10-6.
You think they're going to win the division?
No, I think the Chiefs win it again.
Okay. Marco?
So I've been studying the Chiefs for a long. Wait, no, Chargers.
Chargers.
Been studying the Chargers for a real long time, and I'm just gonna say I agree with everything Tony was gonna say. I didn't want to step on his shoes there. That's why I shut my mic off because I was just gonna let him explain it, and I was just gonna double down on what he said. And I also like the 10-6 because they made it. If I'm correct, they made it at least to the playoffs last year, correct? Or were they wild card?
they were the second best team in the AFC.
Correct.
AFC Championship.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. So that's why I feel like, but I don't feel like they're going to do that good this year.
No.
So you're
So,
saying
10-6.
10-6.
Yep.
Well, I don't think Melvin Gordon plays the first 4 games.
I don't.
Ooh,
I
Okay.
think he holds out.
it's a fairly strong prediction. Trash man.
I think that he does hold out. I think it lasts at least a couple games. I honestly see him probably going 8-8 unless Melvin Gordon comes back early. Then I could see 10-6, but I'm probably shooting at that 500 mark, 8-8, and that's realistic to me.
I'll say 9-7. Melvin Gordon comes back week 1. He plays week 1. I'm not saying he gets signed much before that though. There'll be a little rust probably. I've been watching this guy since he was as a freshman. I mean, we were the same age and played and went to camps and stuff together in the summer and shit. I know his legs are something that usually take a little bit to warm up. And as a Badger, it was the case too, and Kenosha Bradford and stuff. But I'm going to give a pretty bold prediction and say they're going to have the number 1 defense in the league. I think they're going to be ball hawks. And if you guys are ever in a fantasy league with me, just know that I will be going after that defense.
Desmond King on the defense. Black Badger. Shout out. Hey, he was a monster at Iowa too, man. He didn't hit like Bob Sanders, but he could fucking pick that ball out of the air like nobody.
Sure.
That's wild. I don't even think they're the best defense in their division.
Oh, let me guess. The Raiders? Yeah, well, how's Khalil Mack doing?
No, the Broncos.
You're thinking the Broncos are going to have the best D? Let's move on to them.
Yeah. Honestly, I think with their pass rush and everything, I think that they have enough talent on the backside to be a top 3 defense in the NFL.
Really?
I don't-
Because they're going to spend 3/4 of the game on the field.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It-
The problem with the Broncos is they give up too many offensive points.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, they're gonna have good numbers because they're not gonna be on the field that much with Joe Flacco throwing his duck pick 6 every fucking other play. Fucking Joe fucking Flacco. How did he win a Super Bowl? I still don't understand that. He
He had the number 1 defense.
yeah, he
had that
rode
play.
that defense.
60 yards down the field and get a pass interception.
Yeah.
He
He had
pulled a Brady's playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, the Broncos. I think the Broncos are like 7-9 this year, though. Like,
Wow.
Ouch.
and that might be high, to be honest with you. Flacco.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, if you're speaking being high and being in Denver, like, we understand.
I mean,
All right, Marco, what do you got for a record on the Broncos?
I agree that they're going to have a terrible record. I'm only going to give them like 6 wins, though.
I don't like that. I might agree with you. Trash man.
Yeah, I literally was gonna say 6-10.
TA, what do you got?
I was gonna echo the sentiment and say 6-10 because
Look at me.
I just don't think that offense can keep up, and that defense is gonna get gassed every game.
I'm
That's the
gonna
thing.
say
I think
4
you
and
have
12.
I think 4. I was just gonna say I was looking up the rank of difficulty for schedule. They have the 3rd hardest schedule this year.
Yeah, they are only behind the Raiders and one other team
Yeah.
with the hardest schedule.
So they are.
I'm gonna
screwed.
say they go 4 and 12, and they're probably gonna get Tua. Yeah, see that happening.
My best friend would be incredibly happy. He's an Alabama fan and a Broncos fan. He'd be fucking elated.
You need new friends.
Trust me,
Yeah, you do.
I make fun of him all the time.
All right, so that brings us to the Chiefs. Tyler Allen, you kind of got internet famous, pal, because of them Chiefs.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know why you were at a Chiefs game, probably because of your wife. And
Wife took me, and the mother-in-law provided the booze and the food.
You had your headphones on, and then some motherfucker jumps in the damn stands and almost hits you right in the suck hole with a camera.
Right?
And that's pretty much how all of us met you.
Right.
Basically.
Well, kick it off. What do you think the Chiefs are going to do? Are there going to be a lot of dancing in the stands or less of it this year?
I think there's going to be a fair amount of dancing in the stands, but I also think that the other team, whatever team they face's offense, is going to have just as easy of time too. Because I think the $1 million question is their new and completely rebuilt defense worth
Any
it?
good?
Any good? No, I don't think it
No.
is. They got rid of all 3 of their big hosses from the old system to implement this new system and get a new D coordinator. So that's why I don't think they win the division. I think they go 10-6.
All right.
I just think it'll be too close, or it'll be a lot of like, you know how Chargers Chiefs went that first go around with that high scoring game. I think it's going to be a lot of high scoring close games.
A lot of shootouts.
And I think they come on the shorter end of the stick with that.
Sure. Trash Man, what do you got on the Chiefs?
Honestly, the Chiefs are the only team. I'm going to watch the Chiefs play this year on my birthday. Raiders Chiefs in Oakland. I've been to 4 of those games. They scared the living shit out of me every time. Honestly, I probably see them going 10-6. I don't think they're going to be the same team they were. I think every game's going to be a high-scoring affair, except the ones against the Broncos because they can't score points. So probably 10-6. Patrick Mahomes, awesome quarterback, throwing to a child beater. 10-6.
Who's their running back this year? They got rid of Kareem Hunt.
I don't know. I think so.
I believe so, yeah.
And he's average. I mean, he'll be a decent receiving back, but
Here's the thing is I would flip all of this on its head, and I would probably say 8-8 if Tyreek Hill ever got actually suspended, because he literally decides at least 2 to 3 games by himself.
they did sign Carlos Hyde.
That's right. I forgot about that.
They do have.
I mean, still, that's like an average running back.
I think
No.
Carlos Hyde in that system's pretty good though. Like
Yeah.
he catches the ball really well, so they can keep him on the field for all 3 downs.
I'm glad I looked that up because that's going to change my answer probably. What do you think, Tony?
See, so I'm 10-6 on the Chargers, 6-7 and 9 on the Broncos. I would say probably 11-5. I think they're slightly better than the Chargers.
Sure.
Tyreek Hill takes away coverage from Kelsey, and then Kelsey dominates games until they decide to cover Kelsey, and then Tyreek Hill blows the top off. So, I mean, in between time, Patrick Mahomes just runs around until he can just extend drives. It's the most annoying shit to watch ever. But yeah,
Yeah, you're telling me.
11-5. The only reason I think they don't get to 12 is I assume they probably are going to be decently locked up into the playoffs via either wild card or winning the division towards the end of the year.
Sure.
I think they have like the Patriots and think like the Bears down the back end.
I think you're right. That sounds right.
Yeah, the Patriots are the week before my game on this Christmas Eve. Like they're like the 18th.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good football on Christmas.
Yeah, so that could be an interesting if they're like just out and trying to fight their way back in, or like tied for that could get real interesting. But I think 11-5 is probably what I would go with.
Sure. Marco?
I hate to break all your guys' hearts, but Patrick Mahomes is going to get hurt. He's going to tear something in the knee.
Damn it. You're not supposed to
sorry.
speak this stuff into existence.
I'm just saying I had.
So you're saying the Madden curse comes to fruition this year?
I think that I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You did not
I have no idea. But I'm telling you, he's gonna end up hurt. He's gonna tear something in his fucking one of his knees, and they go 8-8. Sorry, bro. Sorry, man.
By the
That's
way, I think the Lions had the worst Madden curse. I think Calvin Johnson was on Madden and then retired the next year. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I'm going to go all in on the Chiefs. I'm going to say 13-3.
Didn't you just hear what I fucking said?
Didn't care.
Patrick Mahomes is going down.
I wouldn't take football advice from you if you paid me.
Hey, remember this fucking day.
Yeah, I will.
Who's the backup quarterback? Who's the backup the Chiefs?
Fuck. I don't even know their
Oh,
backup
but it's not
quarterback.
Tyreek Hill.
Kellen Clemens? Is that
Kellen-
no?
I was gonna say that could get bad if he does get hurt, but
I don't know, man. Better
Do
be
they-
freaking fast.
do they have Chad Haney still? Isn't that who they had last year?
He better start
Yeah, you're
working
right.
out.
Chad Henne.
Chad Henning, yeah.
Yeah. that's
Chase
what
Litton.
what the fuck? I don't even know who Chase Lynn is. He's a college player.
8-8.
Ah, the 8. No, there's no way they're 8-8 because if Mahomes goes down, they're like 4-12. But
No, I didn't say he was gonna go down right away.
I mean,
I'm going to say 13-3 though, and this is why they reloaded on that defense, and people are sleeping on them. They're going to squeak out through a couple close wins right away, and that defense is going to be a top 12 defense, sufficient, and they are going to break the all-time points in the season record. I promise you. Carlos Hyde's the difference maker there. I was going to say more like 10-6, but now that I know that they have a run game and they have that really big white guy named Travis motherfucking Kelsey catching balls, yeah, I'm all in on the Chiefs. They're not going to win a Super Bowl because Andy Reid doesn't do that, but
I mean, yeah.
they're going to be
You
solid.
think
just-
backup quarterback's that good?
Who cares about their backup quarterback? Patrick Mahomes, he could break his right hand and he'd pass better than half the quarterbacks in the league with his left.
It's gonna be a knee, dude.
I just don't think Andy Reid calling up his old friend from Philly is the best fit for a D coordinator out of
Don't
down
worry
there.
about that.
I just don't think that's the best fit. I just really don't.
But isn't that the same guy who built the Super Bowl winning defense though for the Eagles? And that was like a hodgepodge of just random dudes that he liked that fit the spot.
Some
So,
money
Right.
ball shit.
I don't know. The Chiefs irritate the shit out of me, but I think they're gonna run the division this year. I don't know. It makes sense. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is coming off an MVP year, even if he has a downswing in his stats, which I think with Hyde, I think he might actually do better. To be honest with you,
True.
yeah, it's tough.
I just am I hate it for being wrong, but I just hate that they got rid of Justin Houston on their defensive line.
Yeah, it's a big blow.
That's
Yeah,
a big
that is.
blow.
Didn't they pick up? They got the guy from Seattle though, didn't they?
Oh, what's his name?
Mason? Not
yeah,
Mason.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now.
Cliff? No.
Clark.
Frank
Frank Clark? No,
Frank,
that's not right.
no,
Yeah.
that's not.
Something like
That
that.
sounds about right.
Something like that. Some no-name dude from Seattle that had like 27 sacks probably last year. No, they filled in who they lost, and D Ford it won't jump off sides this year for them. So
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, they got Frank Clark.
yeah,
Yep.
Frank Clark.
He had
Yeah,
13 sacks last year.
Not bad.
Yeah,
So let's move on to the Oakland Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. I'll kick this one off. I'm gonna say 4-12. I'm gonna say Antonio Brown gets hurt. Derek Carr gets hurt.
Fucking murder
Hell,
someone.
John Gruden gets hurt. Who else do they
I'm
pay?
sorry.
way
Do we have a Raiders fan in the house?
I'm gonna.
I
I
would think
literally
this
want you
whether I
guys.
do trash man or not.
Hey, but if it means anything, Amari Cooper's gonna have a good year. Oh, sorry, I'm not.
Here's the thing. When Amari Cooper left Oakland, he
He was
was
garbage.
so fucking happy.
Got traded.
When he when he got traded, he was so happy. He was more happy to be out of there than anyone. As soon as I
Yeah.
saw
First rounder for
that,
that.
I mean, I'm still amazed they got a first round pick for fucking Amari Cooper. But when he left and he was like elated, like, oh, I'm so happy. I actually feel like I'm in the NFL now. I fucking hate Amari Cooper now. I named a cat Cooper in my house after
So
Amari
you
Cooper.
blame him for being happy to get out of Oakland? That's every little boy's dream who grows up in Oakland is to get out of Oakland.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing.
You
Every
got
year-
out of Oakland.
So,
And then you found $5.
Here's the
Did you name your cat Cooper though? Because when you threw him balls, he'd drop them.
no, I named him Cooper because, well, he was just a silent type. So
Fair enough.
be quiet. But no, it's I don't know. I fucking hate Amari Cooper. I just had to say that.
All right.
Amari Cooper is the devil.
4-12 is my prediction. They're probably going to end up trading away somebody good because that's in there. No, wait. They're going to be buyers because they're going to have the overconfident dink Gruden. And they're probably going to trade for some washed-up scrub and probably give up like 2 first-round picks or something.
Do they have any money left after all the money?
team is
that's been
trash.
burdened?
They're gonna trade for Melvin Gordon.
Oh, okay, that would change a lot of things from what I'm saying. A lot. Poor Melvin Gordon. Marco.
At least it's not a long relocation for him.
Right?
All right. Marco, what do you think the Raiders are going to do?
You know,
You can't say 0-16.
I think Ronnie is looking at this in negative light, where this is really a positive thing for him because the more fucking trash that the Raiders are, the more people don't want that shit in their house, and they're constantly just filling up their garbage cans with all that Raiders garbage because that team might squeak out, might get 4 wins, but I'm going to go with 3.
I just want someone to tell me why you guys think this.
They're trash.
Okay, give me an actual reason why they are worse
They
this
have
year.
a bad quarterback with a wide receiver with a bad wide receiver.
No, they have a decent wide receiving core. That's the
They
only
have
thing
one of
that
the best
really
wide
Brown is the most polarizing figure in the NFL. He will ruin
Look
that
at-
locker room. He's cancer.
Look on the other side of the field from Antonio Brown.
Motherfucker had a dyed white
Tyler.
mustache.
Tyler, tell them about my man on the opposite side of Antonio Brown and that he is the truth.
Oh,
He
God.
was just
Yeah.
in San Diego.
Yes, he is the truth. Like yes, like I will full blown preach about this because I think San Diego made a mistake in getting rid of him because they did not want to sign him because he wanted more money, and I was like, why didn't you pay him? Why? But apparently he went to the Raiders and got paid, and he's going to be a threat. Like I can count you.
Tyrell Williams.
Yes.
Guy didn't do a whole lot for the Chargers.
I didn't get thrown a lot to the Chargers either.
There's probably a reason why.
Just
Hey, Tyler, I hate to stop your rant, but the Chargers are in LA, not San Diego, sir.
I know. Like I said, in my heart.
Let's just remember here. Okay, I forgot about this until I just looked it up. They have, not only do they have Antonio Brown in that locker room, they have notorious nutcase, cancer in the locker room, Richie Incognito.
Who cares? The Raiders are known for bringing in players like that.
Quarterback's no to cry, baby. That guy's never going to stop crying.
Don't they have
Okay.
Vontez Burfict too?
Yes.
Oh, my
Yes.
God.
They have
Perfect.
they have
The
assembled
perfect storm.
They assembled the California penal system.
Who's the Raiders' backup quarterback? I'm pulling it up now.
Josh Jackson.
Nathan Peterman.
No,
That's right.
it's not. It's Josh. God damn, what is his name? The big tall motherfucker.
I believe
Mike
it's still
Glennon.
Nathan Peterman.
I believe
They
it's
have
Mike.
Nathan. It's Nathan Peterman.
They do have
telling
Nathan
you.
Peterman, but I think they have somebody else too.
Because I
It's
think
Mike.
Chad Carr gets hurt and it's the Nathan Peterman show and he just throws to that receiving core all day long.
You guys think Nathan Peterman's going to play over Mike Glennon? Mike Glennon's
Oh no, Mike Lennon's for sure starting over. Yeah.
Nathan Peterman. I don't know how he's in the league. It doesn't
Hey, this is our opportunity to talk as much shit as we want because Ronnie's mic's muted. Oh,
Hey,
God damn
Marco, go fuck yourself.
this is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted.
I actually looked at the Raiders schedule. I think they're 6-10 this year.
Here's the thing. I don't get how everyone thinks they're going to be any. I think they're probably going to go 8-8. I'm not saying that they're going to be the fucking best team in the division.
I'm right there with you, Trash Man. I think 8-8 as well.
But anyone who says that they are going to be as bad as they were last year is a fucking idiot, because they have upgraded every position on their fucking team. And the only time Derek Carr's ever had a fucking good year is when he had a good supporting cast. This year, he has the best supporting cast he's ever had.
What changed from 2 years ago to last year?
Tyrell Williams and Antonio Brown.
2 years ago to last year. The supporting cast is the same, Ronnie.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Michael Crabtree, gone. Offensive coordinator, gone. Amari Cooper, gone after fucking 6 games. Their whole O-line was stripped down to nothing. They didn't have fucking a good running back. They had fucking Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch, I love Marshawn Lynch, but he was not a great running back in Oakland. He was a great running back in Seattle, and he was a serviceable running back when he was in Oakland. He had 4 good runs while he was in Oakland.
Let me ask you an important question,
behind a top 5
Ronnie.
offensive line his first year.
What is the locker room chemistry for that team like?
See what happens when you
fucking dumpster fire.
Dude, no, I bet you they love them. I bet you they love that shit. You got a bunch of psychos in that fucking locker room. They probably thrive off that. Derek Carr is definitely crying though in his locker at some point.
gotta be.
Right. And he's leading the team.
He ain't leading shit.
He's not the leader of the team. I will say that. Derek Carr is not the leader of the team. I think that if he doesn't step up this year, I hate to say it, but he's gone. But everyone fucking hates Derek Carr. Everyone says that he's this, that, and the other thing, and he's a horrible quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. I will say that.
He is a game manager.
He is better than 90% of game managing quarterbacks. I guarantee it.
So you're saying he's like a really good average quarterback?
I am saying that he is above average quarterback in the NFL.
He is a Brad Johnson, maybe.
Is Derek Carr a top 15 quarterback?
No.
Derek Carr is not. He's right there. I don't think that he's.
I'd say he's like 15 to 18. That's where I got him. Like
I had 18 in my head.
That's what I was gonna say.
And I have guys like Tyrod Taylor above Derek Carr.
That is just asinine.
How is it?
Okay, because Tyrod Taylor is a fucking gimmick quarterback. He does.
Proven
Derek Carr has a better arm and more arm talent than I'd probably say 80% of the league.
He's got less balls, less brains, less courage, and less wheels.
Tanner, how about this? Do you want to make a bet right now what do you have the Raiders record at?
I told you, 4-12.
Do you want to put a bet that they're going to win more than 4 games? I'll even go to 6.
I'm gonna give you that upside. Do you understand how crazy my take is right now?
Okay,
I'm doing
6.
100%, 99% to troll you, 1% because I really do think there's a chance they maybe actually go 2-14. I just can't predict the dumpster.
I have the schedule pulled up for the Raiders. We could go through it and check this out. First game's against the Broncos. Win or loss?
Win.
So then they play the Chiefs. That's definitely a loss.
I don't know.
The Vikings.
Loss.
Win.
The Colts.
Loss.
The Bears.
Loss.
Win. It's in London. It's in London.
Convicts don't play well in London.
Fair enough. The Packers.
Loss.
The Texans.
Win.
They might pull one off there.
I gave them that win. The Lions. They're not beating the Lions.
Win.
They're beating the Lions.
No way.
Take on the Lions before you'd flip.
Yeah, you should have heard his take on the Lions.
The Chargers.
Win.
They're definitely beating the Bengals the following week.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
Then they got the Jets.
Win.
Win. That's a win.
The
They
Chiefs.
match up good.
The Chiefs again. So I figure best case scenario, they're splitting with the Chiefs. Best case.
Best what?
I'm saying best case if you're an optimistic fan.
Ludicrous.
So I think they
lose
will
both.
they will beat the Chiefs at home. They will lose to the Chiefs in Kansas City. That's my kind of prediction.
I'm worried about how you live as an adult, Ryan.
Here's the thing. If I am wrong, I will be the first to say that they fucking suck. I have said that before.
You said it in
But-
your blog too.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. I think they can win more than 4 games because they have the Titans, the Jaguars down the stretch as well. So that's at least you're at least at 5. They're beating the Jaguars, the Titans, the Jets, the Bengals. That's 4 wins right there. Probably the Texans. If you guys say they're beating the Lions, I don't think they have a chance in hell. That defense is gonna crush the shit out of fucking Derek Carr. Yeah, I mean, I give them 6 wins. I'm looking at their schedule. I think they can win 6.
I guess time will tell. Who's their tight ends?
Tight ends.
They don't
I
have
don't
any. They're dog
No.
shit.
They have Hunter Renfro, so I'm happy.
Oh, okay.
He's
So-
not a tight end, but third and Renfro. Look it up.
TA, what do you got for a record on these guys?
Google it.
We gotta
Total.
bring Ronnie's blood pressure down. You're saying 6, Tony?
No.
Yeah, I'll go 6. I think they can win 6, and that's
Marco?
not even giving them the Lions win. By the way, I think they can win 6 other games.
3. I'm sticking with it.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna fuck what Ronnie says.
And Trashman, you're saying 8 and 8?
8-8. I'm saying 8-8 is what
All right.
I expect.
If the Raiders if they get 8 wins or more, if the Raiders get 8 wins or more, well, let's give you an upside on this deal here. I will send you out the finest cheese basket from Wisconsin that the world
Perfect.
has seen.
Perfect.
You know how confident I am? I'm not going to be sending you any fucking cheese. I'm probably going to buy it early and let it get aged, and it's going to
Hey.
sit in my fridge.
Call
Hey,
up
hold
the
on,
fucking
hold on.
creamery or whatever you fucking do and get that cheese basket ready, Tanner.
I'm
I
so
want in- I
confident
want in
they're
on
going to have a
that.
losing record.
I can't wait. You don't understand. Like I have.
Wait, hold on. What can you send? Like 40s and fucking like what can you send?
No, he doesn't have to do shit. This is just the life of a Raiders fan.
I'm just saying.
People feeling sorry for him.
What do Raiders fans have to offer? Honestly,
Shanks, razor blades.
According to Pat McAfee, they got really impeccable weed in the stadium.
That is the truth. There is a haze above the stadium.
Like
Every time I've been there.
31 other stadiums, we're drinking beer. You know, out there they're drinking Jungle Juice and Hennessy and all this other shit.
Trash Man can send you the guy who stands in the front row with like the half spike like pad.
Trash Man's gonna send you. Trash Man's gonna send you his bookie.
Wait, you mean Carl?
Yeah,
dude with the spikes?
Cousin Carl. Yeah,
His name's Carl.
Oh yeah, cousin Carl, mayor of Oakland or something.
He's a cool dude.
I mean he's the dude you see on TV all the time. I'm not surprised if you're.
Oh,
if you're a
speaking
diehard
of bookies,
fan, you know.
hold on. Did everybody listen to Sean's show today on Barstool?
Yeah.
Okay, so what can we say? I can gamble a little bit. I like to gamble on fights because that's what I know. But how does everybody feel about Stu Finer's 6.5 over on the Jets?
Yeah, I'd probably.
Fair.
I'd probably.
think-
That's a very.
I mean, they probably get 4 in division. They probably can beat the Dolphins and the Bills twice.
Because I'll throw $100 on it. I mean, probably. What's it pay? What's the odds on it?
Well, when I was in Reno, I looked at all those, and it was like, I want to say it was like plus like 300.
That's
Not bad. That's not bad.
So
Well,
if you
Stu
put
Feiner-
100, you get 400 back.
I like to
So-
parlay. So if I found another parlay that I found another something I really really liked, I try to put those together.
I'm sure
Well, it
you
was
can. You can link it up with the Raiders. They're going 8-8.
I should link it up with the Chiefs. Fuck y'all.
Did you taking the under on the Chiefs?
Patrick Mahomes is going down.
Honestly, I am so excited for football. I've been listening to football podcasts
Me too.
all fucking morning.
Football.
Like I only listened to one Barstool show today because I was listening to like podcasts like Raider Cody, shout out Raider Cody, my dude. And then like fucking every single football podcast I could get. And that was my whole morning from
How do you
fucking-
listen to Raiders only podcasts if there's not like audio subtitles to understand those creatures?
Well, here's the thing. You guys all have like an idea of what Raider fans are, and not
Yeah.
every.
We have
We've seen
we have eyes.
who'sinjail.com.
We can see what's going on
Well,
the screen right now when you talk.
Here's the thing, though. It's like not all Raider fans are like that. Like I'm an outlier.
They don't
What?
drive lowrider El Caminos?
They don't have mullets.
Well, no,
They don't
none of
have
them.
jobs.
I mean, I have a job, and most Raider fans do have jobs. Most of them, actually, if you look at season ticket holders that go to every game, they're all
You're
from LA.
talking about the one percenters.
No,
I'm
like
talking about Raider Nation, the creeps that come crawling out of the hills whenever you're
here's
up.
the thing.
It is called Raider Nation.
Here's the thing, though. I'd probably say a good 60% of the Coliseum is season ticket holders every week. Every week. And then the other ones are guys who come once a year, like myself.
All right. Well, that was a really fun. That was probably our best division talk, Tony. You probably caught us at our best. Probably Ronnie at his
Hey,
worst.
and I knew all of the teams.
I am going to have a heart attack all year. You guys are going to see the roller coaster that is Ronnie during football.
I will say, I will give this to Ronnie. At least his team doesn't have people beating up their like kids and their wife and like.
If
random
I-
people.
Not anymore. The Raiders
Hide
used
the kids, hide your wife.
No, the Raiders have had murderers and people who
I
held
mean-
guns to people's heads.
That's
They
true,
haven't
but-
had a woman beater or a child beater on their team since like the 60s.
Hey, for real, a real talk, and this is just between us. Like, what's going to happen with Richie Incognito in that locker room?
Richie, they've already checked his ass. Literally. At training camp the other day, I talked to Cody, Raider Cody, and he told me he was at the facility and they were literally like lining him up and like giving him the business, and he
Sure.
never left the line.
Sure, and Richie's just going to take it, right? No, he's loading up that motherfucking rifle right now.
Nah. I
So-
think Richie Incognito wants to change everything.
What
He
wasn't
wants to change the perception.
well? He won't be the most psychotic offensive lineman you guys had. Didn't you guys lose the center at like the Super Bowl? Wasn't that the Raiders? Like their center
Oh,
just went off missing.
Although no,
Or
who
was
was
that
it?
a
One of
different
no, we did have a player go AWOL like right before the Super Bowl in the 70s. He went out partying and then he showed up like 30 minutes before the game started.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I
I knew
think
there
he got it. That was a defensive lineman. I think he got like 2 sacks in the game.
I mean, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That's
It might be a
Shout out,
performance
shout out,
enhancer too.
I don't know. It's the Raiders have always had that like weird thing, like Kenny Stabler. Nobody wanted Kenny Stabler back in the day. Went to the Oakland Raiders. That's kind of they're the land of misfit toys, and usually when they have one of those teams, that's like I was excited when I saw what they were doing because they haven't done that since fucking the 90s.
what,
What
win?
they're doing. No, well, yeah, I've seen 4 winning seasons in my life. Do you know how sad that is?
That's
No, we
seen
get it. That's
4.
why we're dumping on you now, trash
one of them
man.
was losing a Super Bowl to a
I
coach
will-
you traded away.
I will say I do think like bold prediction. I don't know what exactly the record will be, but I think Antonio Brown challenges either a touchdown record or a yardage record or a reception.
You think so?
I think Antonio Brown's going to be the best wide receiver in the NFL. And that's not me being a Raider fan. That's me thinking logically that in the second year of a system, Derek Carr is going to be able to open it up a little bit more than he used to.
I watched
I
I
think-
watched the Lions do it with Stafford and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Here, Calvin Johnson. He's just gonna feed him the ball like a billion times a game.
And they can't double team him the whole game because they have Tyrell Williams on the other side. So either way, they're going to eat on offense. The only question I have is defense. Hopefully my boy KJ, a.k.a. the Haitian Hammer, can fucking do some more.
Who?
Carl Joseph used to be a safety for West Virginia. He's from
yeah.
80.
I know. Yeah. I know
West
you're talking about.
Virginia.
You do have a Badger on there, Nick Nelson, right? Isn't he a
Yep.
quarterback?
Yep. I believe he's our number 2 corner right now behind
That-
Garyon Conley.
Probably right.
But the defense is checkered at best. It'll be interesting.
I think Mahomes might
was pretty
put up
racist.
65 against the Raiders.
He has choked quite a bit
In his one season against the Raiders. Huge
Oh,
sample.
he played twice in Oakland because his first year he played in Oakland also.
The week 17 game his rookie year was against Oakland.
Yep.
Well, that was really fun. God, I just can't wait for football.
Hey, Marco.
Polo.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey man, 3 wins is gonna suck, dude. That's a real hard.
Let's
You know
move
what?
on.
I'll buy you the cheese. I'm sorry.
If the Raiders only
Oh my god.
if the Raiders only win 3 games and somehow the Browns make it in the fucking playoffs, I'll buy a Browns hat and I'll cheer for the Browns.
How about this? How about this? If the Browns have a better season than the Raiders, you shave your fucking head.
No, I'm not shaving my mullet.
Oh, you don't have faith in the Raiders?
No, I just love my hair.
Oh, sounds like you don't have faith in the Raiders, bro.
No, I think that the Browns are better than the Raiders, honestly.
Let's move on to the local shit shows because we want to wrap up somewhat soon here. So, Tony, for your reference, every week we go around, we tell a story of someone committing a dumb crime or in some way, shape, or form breaking the law in a dumb way. We've had quite a few good ones actually recently. So, who wants to lead this off?
I had one happen to me literally on the way home to record this podcast. I go to the gas station to get my Swisher Sweets here because I smoke cigars. And as I was getting in my vehicle to leave, this dude rolls up in like a not new, but newer Jeep Cherokee. And he like gives me the look like, hold on a second. So I roll down my window. He hops out. He starts pulling his ring off. And then, like, hands it to me. And then he starts pulling his gold. He takes his gold chain off. He hasn't said anything yet. And he hands it to me. And he goes, I have no gas. I need gas to get home. You know, and he's got an accent. And he's like, I need gas to get home. And I'm like, I'm sitting here holding, like, his ring and his fucking thing. And instantly I'm, like, looking over my right shoulder because I kind of thought it was maybe, like, ambush kind of situation. It was during the day, like it was daylight, and it was at the gas station. But I was like, "What the fuck?" And then like I'm holding his stuff, and he's like, I need gas money." And I'm like, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, I was kind of confused. I was like, "I don't have any cash." And he looks at me, and I was like, "I don't have any cash." I'm like holding his shit, and then I like start to hand it back to him, and then he just looks at me like he was really disappointed in me, and I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I don't have any cash." And as I handed him back his chain, and he kept saying, "It's real, it's real." And I'm like, as I'm handing it back to him, I'm like, this. The only thing I could think of is like, there's no way this fucking gold chain is real because it's really fucking light. So I don't know what kind of fucking scam he was running or what was going on, but like that literally happened on my way home. So, I mean, public service announcement: like, if people roll up on you at a gas station, just say no.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Can anybody top that? Tony, you got anything?
No, I can add to the funky gas station. Some lady offered me her pants one time.
What the fuck?
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
Yeah, so
Set the scene.
Hold on. What's in the pants or just the pants?
No, her actual pants. Like she was clearly on meth or something. I don't know what she was on.
It was
She
really
was
messed up.
It was the wintertime, Colorado. She had 4 pairs of pants on. She was like, "They're really nice pants, though." And I'm like, and I'm looking at the lady, and she's probably like 92 pounds, maybe. I'm like, "There's no way. First off, your pants are gonna fit me. 2, I don't want your pants. 3, I'll just buy you a cup of coffee. It's like $1.50. Like Jesus Christ.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! That's a good one. Oh shit!
Yeah. I also randomly about funky gas stations. I was part of an armed robbery while listening to the Pat McAfee show.
Oh
It was at
shit!
7-Eleven one time. So, yeah. So
Oh,
I was,
please tell the story.
Well, I was stocking my product. It was 3:30 in the morning, and
For
I
that
was up
one
by
place that you can't talk about because
the
it's
one place
like
I can't-
they were
Yep.
there's the alien negotiation thing. Yeah.
I was up by the front, and dude just whipped open the front door, gun out right to the cashier's head. I was about 10 feet away, had my earbud in, listening to Pat McAfee. Fucking, it was a
That's
Thursday. I was like, well, this is how it goes. This is how it ends. So luckily nothing happened. Dude actually, I mean, he was out of there pretty quick, and I don't even know if he noticed. I was standing right there. There's no way he didn't notice me, but like he definitely. And he ended up robbing like 4 of the convenience stores I do in that stretch.
Most situations like that, and I've been on the other side of the law, but not like I didn't rob any stores like that. But
Just drove the getaway car.
right, exactly. In most situations like that, they don't want they don't want to hurt anybody. They just want the money.
Yeah.
Like in and out. You know, you have those unfortunate situations. I saw this. Did you guys see this fucking machete fight that happened like 2 months ago? There was like a gas station thing, and some guy was like trying to steal something, and the guy behind the counter had a legit machete, and they had a like knife fight. It was insane.
Hold on.
I'll
Where was this at? Florida?
Probably.
sure.
Probably.
It sounds like a Florida thing.
I actually think it might have been Alabama, but close enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Question.
Hey,
yeah.
You looking at my sister that way?
Nobody fucks my sister but me.
Am I the only one here with a machete?
No,
I got
okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Let me-
I just wanted to make sure it was cool.
Let me explain
I
something
always
to
bring him
you.
with fishing to cut weeds over there.
So I don't think I've explained this on this podcast yet, but
You are Mexican.
I'm first generation Mexican, a Mexican American. Sorry, I'm not the first
Mexican
Mexican.
American.
I'm not the very first Mexican. I apologize. I'm first generation Mexican American. That means
Number one.
I was born here. My mom was born in Texas. My dad was born in Mexico. He's from Durango, Mexico. If you guys have seen the show Narcos, it's the very southern tip of the triangle of the Sinaloa cartel. Unfortunately, that's where my dad's from. So apparently, I did ask him. Apparently, we do have some kind of family ties, but not those kind where I'm rich. So whatever.
Cut that.
Not the good kind.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not the important shit where I actually make money from it. So,
Right,
but,
Marco. That's how you got that gold mic, though, right?
well, see, I mean, El Chapo had like this thing where this other thing happened. But I'm first generation, and I smoke a lot of weed. Where were we going with this?
What, a machete?
Oh yeah, machetes. Okay, so my dad, he's from he was born in the mountains, and he's very old school. He's still he did construction for a living. He owns his own business. That's who I work for now. Still, he's 73 years old. He still gets up on a roof, measures roofs and shit. He's so he's old school Mexican, but he's very paranoid, and he doesn't smoke weed. I wish he would. He has, and I am not exaggerating, no less than 17 machetes spread out throughout his entire house in some very specific locations, like it's some kind of puzzle you got to walk through. But if you confront him in any situation in that house, he can reach a machete.
All
Wait.
right.
Yeah,
So your dad's like me, but mine's guns.
exactly. That's what I think of. Like a lot of people hide guns around their house. Well, my dad's the same thing. He has a couple hatchets laying around. So yeah, he's old school. Machetes are a thing.
I thought you were gonna say he was in the movie Machete. I thought that would be a lot cooler.
You know what? Him and Danny Trejo could probably be cousins.
Interesting.
Tyler, are you falling asleep on that couch back there, cuz?
No, just writing down things.
Resting his eyes. Resting his eyes.
Fuck, I wish. I was going to say for my shit show of the week that Little Nas X having the number one song
17 weeks in a row.
That's a local shit show?
I just think it's how the music industry is falling, but
It's just a shit show in general.
yeah.
Is
I'm
it
a huge
actually?
fan of Lil Nas X. Hold on. I just want to preface that this is not the way the entire Anomalies cast feels. This is just two very wrong people feel. Me and Tanner feel the opposite. We love Lil Nas X.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
patronize bars more that play that song. I'm
Yep.
not gonna-
That's gonna be
The
the
question
song of. That's gonna be in so many football stadiums across the country.
Is it actually like 17 for the same song though? Because he's done like 32 remixes.
It's
of
the
it.
remix with Billy
Yeah,
Cyrus.
Those like
Okay, okay.
top 10 once in a while though.
I
The
didn't know if it
Mason
got.
Ramsey.
I was gonna say I didn't know if it got taken over because it does that doesn't actually technically count as 17.
Nope.
Nope.
It's all the same. It's all just the Billy Ray one.
Yep.
You-
It takes down Despacito and Mariah Carey from like 1994.
Jesus.
Oh, she was so hot. I mean, she still is. Let's not lie.
I mean,
My shit show. It was a pretty dark headline when I read it today, but it said little boy steals tractor and drives to the county fair, lost for 4 hours or something like that.
Oh, I've
And then I had
heard about this.
What's his name? Ronald
Picture
Watson.
of him on a little John Deere tractor, like battery powered one, and he lived like
Yeah.
across the road from the county fair. So homeboy just jumped on this little Duracell powered tractor, drove across the county fair. Apparently, he was just walking up and down all the barns, and nobody thought any different of it. This is actually in a county right across the river of Minnesota, Chisago County, and I got a kick out of that.
That's some Iowa shit. That would definitely happen here.
I feel like if I lived that close to the county fair, I probably would have tried to do the same shit.
yeah.
That
I mean,
kid's my hero.
I feel like I'm old enough. Like, man, we just disappeared for fucking hours. My parents didn't know where the fuck I was 95% of the time.
Right?
I mean, now you can't do that nowadays. But I mean,
All right. Speaking of local shit shows, I mean, Tanner and Tyler, you guys are from the Midwest, so you guys have the fairs. The
Hey,
county fairs.
motherfucker, we have fairs too.
Yeah, every state has a fair.
Yeah,
Okay, but the Midwest fairs are different.
our county
So-
fair just wrapped up.
So we get musical acts here, and they're pretty decent. We usually get
We had
Really?
Maddie and Tay in our county just like last week.
Who?
At a
okay,
county fair.
motherfucker.
Anyways,
The lineup for our fair is Dan and Shay, Brooks and Dunn, fucking Brad Paisley, somebody else. I don't fucking remember. Shay Cohen. So we got pretty decent. But the cars to get in this year are $85 a piece. And that gets you into all the shows, but they're usually like, I don't know, 40 or 50. What is there like a general? Do you guys have that same setup?
for like a week,
Yeah.
a week long pass the Wisconsin State Fair with all the entertainment and shit, it's probably around there.
$85?
65 to 100, somewhere in
I was
there.
gonna say
No shit.
65. Yeah, 65ish. We just had so it's not
What?
Did he freeze or did we freeze?
I think Tony froze.
Oh,
Oh
Wait,
no!
were you
For the listeners at home, he froze
he's on the remix.
in the most polite way possible.
Yeah.
Subtle face, and he's itching his shoulder.
Just,
Poor guy.
just
Wait,
straight
were
up
you guys-
pasta.
Were you guys saying that's how expensive your fairs are?
Yeah, the local
No,
fairs.
For like a week long pass with all
Yeah.
with the tickets to all the entertainment, yeah.
Ours is like $50 and you get everything.
Yeah,
Now, see, that's where we
Think
used
of what
to
Marco
be.
just said. Concert tickets to those big names, plus you get access to
But
all
we used to have we've had Big and Rich and like all these big acts before, but it was just like all of a sudden like one year. I guess I didn't go last year, but it just seemed like in 1 year they went from $50 to $85.
Yeah, like
Well,
we've only had like 1 year where we didn't have a big act here.
I know for the Nebraska State Fair, they're doing like a country weekend and like a metal / like rock weekend.
Oh yeah, we also have Tesla. I think is here that week.
And I know you can buy like both, and it's like 3 shows a weekend. And I think for like all 6 shows for both weekends, it's like $160 here. And that's just to get into the shows. Like you can pay your fare, and I think it also comes with like free fare admittance too. So
Yeah, our list was Dan and Shay, Brooks and Dunn, Jake Owen, Tesla, Nickelback, and Brad Paisley. So I'm not arguing that that's not worth $85. I'm just saying, like, damn, that shit went up real quick.
Yeah. Here, I'm actually looking at because our actual fair is coming out pretty quick. So our admission ticket, where you get every day, is $28. It's $35 this year to get everything because we don't have a concert this year.
Yeah, well, fuck that. Because what's the point of going?
But you get all your ride tickets for free.
Is that your state fair, Ronnie, or is this like your local county fair?
This is county.
Marco was talking about it, the state fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm not talking about state. I'm talking about our county.
What?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about county. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about the one in Des Moines. I'm talking about the one we do here locally. That's
you
our.
get that big of names at your county fair?
Oh yeah, dude. We've had.
So
we've
do
had
we.
everybody here.
That's you, Marco or Ronnie. You do not get four of those big of names.
We had Merle Haggard and fucking Trace Adkins 4 years ago.
We've literally probably had everybody here, but usually every year it's 3 or 4 big names. We've had, I don't know, we've had Big and Rich. When the Big and Rich were big, we had them 2 years in a row. We had 33,000 people at that one. That was awesome. Yeah, it was pretty. It was a good time. But I don't know. Shit, I've seen Gary Allen here. I've seen Zach Brown Band. I guess I've seen some good ones.
Well, if you're talking about county fair, then I have a free county fair, and we don't have any big names.
Yeah, that's $85 for me though.
That's insane.
Wait, it's free for you to go to your county fair?
Yeah,
literally all the fairs around my area. It's like $6, $7 a day to get in, and they run like a week.
$2 to park. That's all we
week
got.
Long and free entrance.
It's not even really like a state fair. It's just like our city.
Yeah, well, we're like the county seat, my hometown. So it's like everybody in the county comes to our town for a week. And our part of the county for a week. Ours is July 16th to July 26th. Oh, no, that's the flash sale. When is it? August 9th to that Sunday. Or I think, no, August 7th to August 11th.
Very nice. Well, we now we've officially covered county and state fair talk. So you're welcome to all you listeners that came here to listen to that. I think we're going to sign off. Tyler's falling asleep back there. What the hell's the matter with you?
He's got the giggles. He's got the giggles.
Because you can't spell with shit, Marco.
Oh, what did I do?
Laughing at.
Because Anthony lost power and we were saying our goodbyes to him. And Marco goes, "Thanks, bro. Lost the fun."
I just
lost
that.
the fun.
I lost the fun. God damn it.
You're listening to this, Tony. We did lose the fun once you sang.
We did. Hey, but him sitting there holding and scratching his shoulder on freeze for the whole time. Yeah.
That was funny. Before we go, Ronnie, how do you feed 1,000 people with one loaf of bread? You cut the ends off, and then you have endless bread.
God,
Weak.
Oh my, Tanner!
And if you get the free stuff from Jimmy John's from Tyler, you'll always have endless bread.
I always have the hookup in that bread.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We had a great time. This might have been one of our dumbest episodes, but there's one thing you take away from this is that the Raiders don't stand a chance in hell this season. As for me, I'm at Vanilla Gorilla on Twitter, at Tyler Allen out in Nebraska, at Trashman Ronnie, the bona fide Raiders loser fan out in California, at K Pasa Primo, my man Marco in Iowa, and at Patch of Black. DFS was Tony Gordon, Anthony Gordon. He's a hilarious follow on Twitter, does a lot of cool animations and stuff like that, so give him a shout. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.